Pickaway County sellers still have the upper hand, but buyers aren't handing out blank checks. And that's the real story behind this mid-year market update. Low inventory is still driving the market, but value is deciding which homes actually move. Hey, I'm Dr. Shonda with eXp Realty, and today I'm sharing a mid-year market update for Pickaway County. Since we're halfway through the year, I thought this would be a good time to step back and look at the bigger picture. Not just 1 month of numbers, but what the market seems to be telling me as we move into the second half of 2026. And I promise, I'm not just going to throw random stats at you, because honestly, numbers by themselves aren't always that helpful unless I explain what they actually mean for real people. Buyers, sellers, homeowners, and anyone who's trying to figure out whether now is the right time to make a move. So here's the big story. Pickaway County is still a seller's market, but it's not a market where sellers can just wing it. According to the latest RPR Market Trends report for Pickaway County, there was almost 2 months of inventory in June of 2026. That's down 4.5% from last month and down 29.4% from a year ago. So inventory is still very low. In plain English, that means there still aren't enough homes available to meet buyer demand. When inventory is low, sellers usually have an advantage because buyers don't have as many options. They may have to act faster when the right home comes up, and good listings can still get strong attention. But this is important. Low inventory doesn't mean every house automatically sells at any price. That's where the rest of the numbers come in. The report shows the homes are selling for 99.5% of list price. That's very close to asking price. It's also up 1.19% month over month, which tells me buyers are still willing to pay strong prices when the home feels right. But I wouldn't describe this as a frantic market. Why? Because homes are taking a median of 25 days to sell. That's faster than last month, but it still tells me buyers are taking at least a little time to think, compare, and decide. So this isn't necessarily a throw a sign in the yard and watch the offers pour in by dinner kind of market. It's more like this. The buyers are there, the demand is there, but buyers are watching price, condition, location, and value. And that's the part sellers really need to understand. The median sold price in June was a little over $356,000. That's down 2.4% month over month, but I'd be careful not to overreact to 1 month of movement. Real estate numbers can bounce around a little from month to month depending on which homes closed during that time period. Another number I'm watching is the median estimated property value, which was $321,800. That was up 0.9% from last month, but down 0.3% over the last year. To me, that doesn't tell a story of market crashing, but it also doesn't tell a story of values exploding upward. It feels more like values are holding fairly steady, and that's really important because a lot of people are still thinking in terms of the wild market a few years ago where prices were moving fast, buyers were waving things, and sellers could sometimes push the envelope pretty far. That's not the same tone I'm seeing here. The current story feels steadier. Seller friendly? Yes. Lower inventory? Absolutely. But still a market where strategy matters? Also yes. Now let's talk about the quiet clue in this report, what I like to call the part that made me pause. The median list price for active listings was $389,900, but the median list price for new pending listings was $324,900. That's a pretty big gap. Now I have to be careful here. That doesn't automatically mean every home listed higher is overpriced. There can be different types of homes in each group. Some may be larger, newer, or more land, in different locations, or in different condition. But as a real estate agent, I do think it gives me something useful to watch. It may suggest that buyers are responding more quickly to homes that feel more affordable or better aligned with current buyer expectations. In other words, buyers aren't gone, they're just selective. They're saying, I'll move when the price, condition, and value make sense. And honestly, that's probably the biggest message for sellers right now. If you're thinking about selling, this is still a good market to be in. Low inventory is working in your favor, but you still need to be thoughtful. You want to price the home correctly from the beginning. You want the photos to look good. You want the home to show well. You want buyers to feel confident that the home is worth what you're asking. because even in a seller's market, buyers still compare. They compare your home to other homes, they compare your price to their payment, they compare condition, updates, location, lot size, layout, and how much work they think they'll need to do after closing. And if something feels off, they may not completely disappear, but they may hesitate. For buyers, the message is a little different. You still need to be prepared. With only 1.92 months of inventory, you probably can't wait around forever if the right home hits the market. The best homes, meaning the ones that are priced well and show well, can still move quickly. So if you're buying, you want to have your financing lined up. Know your budget, understand your must-haves versus your nice-to-haves, and be ready to make a strong offer when the right home comes along. But here's the encouraging part. You don't have to panic buy. A strong market doesn't mean you should make a rushed decision or ignore the numbers. It means you need a plan. Look at the home carefully, look at recent comparable sales, think about the monthly payment, and think about what repairs or updates may be needed. And make sure the offer makes sense to you, not just emotionally, but financially. So if I had to summarize this market in one sentence, I'd say, Pickaway County is still seller friendly, but value is deciding which homes move. That's the story. Low inventory is keeping pressure on the market, but buyers aren't blindly chasing everything. Sellers still have opportunity, but they need to price and present the home well. Buyers still need to be ready, but they don't need to panic. And both sides need to understand that the headline number is only part of the story. That's why these updates matter. It's not just about saying inventory is low or prices are up or days on the market changed, but about asking, what does this actually mean if you're trying to make a real life decision? If you're a homeowner in Pickaway County and you're curious what your home might be worth in this market, I could put together a home value report for you. The report can give you a clear picture of your estimated value, recent nearby sales, current competition, and what may help or hurt your home's position in today's market. No pressure, no obligation, just helpful information so you can make a smart decision when the time is right. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, or just trying to understand where things are headed, I'd be happy to talk it through with you. Until next time, keep watching the market, and I'll be back to show you what's changing, what's staying the same, and why it matters.